Right now, there is a level of market abuse in the crypto markets that has never been seen before. Also, it's really easy. You might be asking why that is. It's because there are so many people in the markets right now, and big companies can say and do whatever they want. This could be a good or bad thing based on your point of view. But the fact stays the same. There are some chances here to make a crazy, huge amount of money. That is what we are going to talk about. We're going to talk about what's really going on, like why the Fed crashed the market and why it immediately bounced back. What is really going on behind the scenes is completely crazy. Believe me, you guys will not believe what I show you when I pull back the curtain. After that, click the like and subscribe buttons. Let's watch the movie. Now listen up, you've probably seen the news. It's over with X now. It's in every news story right now. In the last 24 hours, about $312 million was taken out of the cryptocurrency market. Right? After all of these liquidations, Bitcoin went back up, which means it was at a level higher than before all of these liquidations. Bitcoin lost $312, but it is now back to where it was before. Do you think that's just a coincidence? The answer is no. It was clear to the experts at big companies like BlackRock that there were a lot of people with long bets that could be easily closed. Let's sell now. The markets are getting way too optimistic. This is why you should always try to do the opposite of what most small buyers do. As I've said many times, you don't want to join the hive mind because these experts will use it against you. They want to shut you down of the market and they want to see it take off right away. I predicted this would happen, and it will for other assets as well, such as XRP, HBAR, Solana, and ADA. Their value is going to go up very soon. That's not going to happen right away like Bitcoin did. They are behind, but it's going to happen. And when it does happen, it will be very powerful. I told everyone about it as it was happening, as things were falling apart. People didn't believe me at the time, but now they're like, oh, wait, Lever, you're right, that's right. We're going to explain everything. Exactly what's going on, the news that made people scared and caused the markets to crash, and why things are likely to get better in the long run. What most leaders are saying right now is not something you should believe. I've noticed that many of them are saying things like, this is the top, this is it, and this is where you should start making money, right? Things are going to become very busy. Don't get me wrong, things are going to be crazy in the next couple of weeks. There will be some red weeks. I'm pretty sure about that. But if you look at the picture month by month, it's very possible that altcoins will have a run that beats everything else in history. We're still very early in the cycle. Still, we're done with the part of the cycle where Bitcoin has its first run. Ethereum hasn't had its run yet, and neither have any of the low or high cap altcoins. And that's where the huge gains happen. Take a look at 2021. Now think back to 2017. That's when things like XRP went crazy, right? It's taking place. Prepare to hold on tight because things are about to get crazy. Also, I believe that only the smartest buyers are putting more money into Bitcoin right now. I mean, Michael Saylor, a well-known and respected Bitcoin supporter who totally changed the course of his business by buying Bitcoin. What does he have planned for now? He's getting more Bitcoin worth $2 billion. Do you think that's just a coincidence? Do you believe he got all of his money by accident? There is no way that it was a mistake, and he knows that the cycle is not over yet. And yes, Michael Saylor will buy every bottom and every top, but getting $2 billion is a big deal. He hasn't done this in a long time. Additionally, getting $2 billion right now is hard, but smart institutional money knows what's going to happen. That means they'll be willing to work with us. They understand that they can make a lot of money. Things are happening right now for a reason. Do not misunderstand. That's why I want to draw attention to the news that everyone is talking about. Inflation is going steadily toward 2%, according to the Federal Reserve. They don't think it will be time to lower rates until they are more sure of this. A lot of people are looking to this as if it were the only reason why the markets are falling today. But here is my plan for that. This was taken into account already. I mean, if you look at the last speech that Jerome Powell gave, in fact, this is what he meant. He keeps saying the same thing over and over. So it's not true to say, oh yeah, the markets are dumping because we thought the race would be cut. Anyone who pays attention to what Jerome Powell or the Federal Reserve says knows that this was already priced into the market. Because this is a news story, there's no reason for Bitcoin or XRP to drop by a huge 6% that same day. In fact, the reverse is taking place. There are banks that are just trying to scare the market because, as I said, they saw that there were a lot of long bets that could be easily closed. BlackRock is aware when people go full degenerate and open 100x or 50x leverage bets. They know that if I cause the markets to drop 2%, your 50x leverage position will be closed. Great, that's what I need. That will make the markets less liquid, which will make prices more volatile. That means I can buy. It's really that easy. It's really that easy. That's how they get paid. Their plan is to keep making money this way. You'll understand this if you don't think BlackRock has a huge effect on the markets. They are in charge of $13 trillion and have a lot of cash on hand. Okay, that's a lot more than Bitcoin's market cap. So yes, you can be sure that they can make the price of Bitcoin drop by 5%. A quick snap of the finger. This is just taking into account the fact that BlackRock isn't even coordinating and working with other organizations behind the scenes. I mean, if Grayscale, BlackRock, and all these other huge hedge funds with trillions of dollars work together, they could really drop the value of Bitcoin to $0 tomorrow, right? That they could. because there's no rule that says they can't sell the Bitcoin reserves they have for their trust in less than a week. They can sell it whenever they want. It's only their job to get it back in 2 weeks, right? In other words, they do indeed influence the markets, and you should not believe anyone who says otherwise. And yes, they will use news events like this to create a false impression of what's really going on and hide what they're really doing behind the scenes. But this is what they're doing. They're just trying to play with your feelings, so don't fall for their tricks. For that reason, the best way to avoid falling for their tricks is to watch what most people do. In the last 24 hours, 90% of positions were opened as long positions and only 10% were opened as short positions on your exchange. You can bet that there will be a pretty big move to the fall, right? That's when 90% of people are sure about one way, which is shopping. Let's be honest, that's clear to BlackRock. All the data from the best platforms like Binance, KuCoin, and OKX is being looked at. They know that once you hit that 90% level, you'll lose money. So they short the market, sell the market, and liquidate you. They don't want you to start your own hedge fund and become financially free. Are you kidding me? For them, that's competition. They want to take over the markets and make them their own. So please don't fall for these tricks. It takes place over and over. Trust me, I know what you're going through. You know, there are times when I'll also do what most people are doing. The only thing you should do is not agree with what most people say or do. That is the worst thing you could do. This is shown in a lot of different ways. I mean, the Ethereum ETFs are a great example of what just happened. Take a look at what happened with Ethereum ETFs during that time. Everyone said that Ethereum ETFs would come out. The price of Ethereum is going to go through the roof right away. Okay. But I said, wait a minute. Okay, that's what I showed you when the Bitcoin ETF came out. Okay, for 2 or 3 weeks, Bitcoin did not go up in value. Ethereum is going to go through the same thing like when ETFs came out, July 22nd or 23rd, right? As of today, this happened about a week ago, right? In light of this, Ethereum hasn't had its big run up yet. For another 2 to 3 weeks, we're still waiting. Not many people are ready for it to happen. If someone wants to hold a long position in Ethereum, they will sell you out and not let you make money, right? They're going to wait until you lose everything. Another thing is that the information is easy for all of you to find. You can see that most of the people are long. On most platforms, you can see that they give that information away for free. If they don't, you can still find it some other way. For example, one reason I like Fairdesk is that it's right there. You can see what most people have been doing for the past 24 hours. In fact, the reverse is true most of the time. That's just how things are. What are you going to do? When prices change all the time and people lose money, are you going to do what everyone else does? Are you going to follow the lead of the few people who are already making a lot of money? I'm very interested. I mean, I believe the answer is very clear. Tell me about the things you're following and the things you want to do in the future. That being said, if you like what you saw today, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.